Yo boys, back with another video. I actually wasn't gonna make a video. I ended up making a community post and typing on Discord. I was like, yo, I'm going to bed early. I ended up not being able to sleep, so I was like, all right. Usually at this time we get fast queues. Just kidding. I actually got a 25 to 30 minute queue. Very unlucky. Usually it's probably because it's around like 7 to 10 is when you get insta queues. I don't know past that, but uh, this is my first game on pretty much today on the Sub Rogue Yante. Obviously I haven't played much sub, and I've it's like a thing where in solo shuffle it's different than in threes. In solo shuffle it revolves nothing around uh anything but CC. Like for a sub rogue, no matter how much damage, unless I'm physically able to one shot, you'll see in here that what happens when people don't like. There's a certain way you play rogue, and if you play it, even if it's not like 100%, obviously we all make mistakes. Even I do. Even everybody does. I probably make more mistakes than you guys do. Every video I post is like a first game, and then I pretty much log off, or I play like with Cat or something. So this guy actually pre-bubbles. I'm just gonna call it bubble. I resap him. Just kidding. Yes, I do actually. I DR Kinney him, which I actually meant to tab Kinney the evoker, but since I don't have the mouse with buttons, and even if I did have it, to be honest, um, I don't know. Maybe I should get one, but again, I don't know yet. You know, I have been having this problem though, because for me, I have to stare at the target in order for me to like, focus on them. So it's kind of weird. So here I blind, which actually I think was ended up DR. So this is a very bad questionable start to the game. I'm not gonna lie about that one. So apparently it was DR'd. I don't know by what, unless he cycloned. Maybe he cycloned and I was in Shadowy Door and I didn't pay attention. Or maybe I don't know. I don't. Whatever. It is what it is. It'd be alright. Pretty much all you're doing is you're just gonna Kinney the priest and you're gonna stun the other targets. That's pretty much it. I think I end up like DR stunning too. But here we open. So here we get a kidney into an orb, into I think a cyclone or something. Yep. Okay, so nice. He cyclones the priest on the swap. That's a I don't know, dude. This guy is cycloning out of his mind. He is cycloning every target that stares. I'm running Thieves Bargain. Obviously, it's still the best, mainly because you get a free double wall, and that's the main reason. You get 10% damage reduction every time you faint with the good old fash. Now I've seen one thing with my step is my step just doesn't want to come up. So you have to use your steps really good, only for goes. Like you can't step to get to somebody to do extra damage, and you have to save them specifically for like that. Like for example, you have to go on your step. So here we end up bombing him, and he gets taken out because I shadowy dome last second, and GG's. So that's how you use the shadowy duel right there. Right out the bomb, or right out all the stuns. Instead of him being able to just fly to my bomb, we easily just shadowy dome right off our 3 stuns. And since the Boomy has bleeds, we end up taking him out. And it was a GG's. And this guy says, "Hello YouTube." I guess he knew what was goody. Yeah, he definitely knew what was goody. But yeah, these games are. I think I went 5. Actually, I just played. I don't know what I went actually. I went 5-1. I think we lost one because we did negative damage, including me. Lol. I obviously when I look at my content, I try to see if I can do stuff better, and usually I can. But here I couldn't sap off that for some reason. That was awkward. So this is a really good setup here. So we can't sap, so we instantly blind. I trinket the fear, which is questionable. I shadowy dome. You think he would die, but I don't know what this healing is. I don't know what just healed him, but he just went from 20 to 100% in a duel with a renewal, and I think like with his heals or whatever. So during your blades, you're pretty much trying to spend as much combo points that way you're not wasting advantage to reset. Because you have to do that usually. Like this, I had to waste a vanish, and I still didn't even get my Shadow Dance back. It's still 30 seconds away. The reason I vanished there is to reset, but obviously, that's not gonna happen. You can't really sap. I was honestly, I don't know why I did it. I think there's a reason, but honestly, oh my beautiful. So we see the sap off to sleep, and we win the game. I'm pretty sure. And I resap him. Okay, nice. I don't know how he's alive. Thankfully, my evoker does unhealable dam, and we get the DR fear. So there we get the sleep into the sap, into the DR sap, into a DR fear, and we win the game. So that was pretty insane. That's where them resets can come in handy. Again, it's CC over everything else. When you're playing Sub Rogue, it's the one spec that unless you have blades, and even then, you want to go for CC like a lot of the times, like pretty much the entire game. Like your job is to CC because while they're in CC, they're gonna have a harder and harder time, healing your pressure. Because eventually, once it's like 50% damaging, and they have no CDs, he actually ends up getting me out. I end up using my Rachel to try to sap. I cheap shot him here. I could have trinket blind, but I didn't. And I think this kind of I don't. I think I try to sap off this. I don't think I get it though. Yeah, I do get it, but unfortunately he incaps. So I shouldn't even bothered sapping. Or I didn't think he would actually do it once he saw me run for it, but I think it was very questionable. That would have been a full sap though, off the blind. That's why you cheap. I actually almost died behind a pillar here. I end up cloaking because this is how the game is. But yeah, if we had that sap, we probably would have got his. I don't know if we got his trinket. Yeah, so we would have got his trinket off that sap. Unfortunately, he incapped. He probably didn't think I was gonna get it, so you can't blame him. But yeah, when you're playing, also a good new thing that you can do. I shadowy duel this guy. Pretty much, I'm getting combo points, and on top of that, I'm resetting Shadow Dance. So at this point, I ended up getting like fake hats like 2 times versus this priest. I think he has a penance cancel macro, which I don't care for, and I'll never like unless I'm playing like a real game, I won't really actually try to kick. That's like the one thing I never do, unless I'm facing people that are like insanely good, and it's like, oh yeah, if I don't kick this, we instantly lose the game automatically. I don't care enough to actually, I'm pretty much a push. I'm a casual pusher. If I win, great. If I lose, we run it back. Because no matter what, I'm gonna run it back no matter what I say. Eventually, I'm gonna get on and be like, okay, well, today's the day, and today's not gonna be the day. So I kidney him. Again, this is a bad step because now I have no way to get to the druid. So it would have been better to literally just run after him, and that's it. So I smoke bomb him here, a really good smoke bomb. We end up, he ends up gripping really late. Maybe it's because the CD was down, but good grip by him getting him out of the bomb. He ends up getting root beamed into an incap, panda incap. I think we lose this round too. I think we just didn't have enough damage to end the game here, and he ends up DR stunning. It's the only reason it's bad there is because I'm not on top of him. So that means my entire Shadow Dance go is irrelevant. So that stun ended up not helping us at all. So I try to blind him here. Unfortunately, can't blind off sap. That's the one thing a lot of people have to get down. It's very rare that you're going to get it unless you have smoke bomb down and they're just spam healing the guy in the smoke bomb that's allowing you to get that extra millisecond that you need. He ends up almost dying behind the pillar. I don't know why he's even there in the first place. We swap to the evoker and instantly kill him. So he's at 30%. We have full dots on him and the priest. Look where the priest and the boomy are. And I don't know why the evoker's there, but we end up taking him out. That's a perfect example of bad positioning. And I guess he was just trying to hit me, but you got to look where you're at. If your both teammates are on the left side of the pillar and you're sitting behind the pillar, your priest is not going to be able to heal you. He's just not going to stand a chance. So we end up, taking that game out. Even without CC, we just swap targets because that guy's It's like the worst spot for a caster to be is in that pillar spot. Just go one on the left side, one on the right side, and we're never going to be able to get stopped, taking damage. But here we're going to run in for the sap. So boom, Saporino, cheap shot, the priest, and then our main goal is usually going boomy. SPs are really hard to kill. Like that's just how it goes. They're definitely one of like with all their utility. By the time you get all their stuff, they're just not dying. So I don't even bother going these guys unless you're literally forced to. Like if you have double melee, then you can just sit on the caster. But at this instance, we just go boomy and we end up getting PS. I could swap here, but there's really no point. I'm just trying to get uh, my Shadow Dances back because really it all depends on how fast you get your Shadow Dances back. It really does. So here I gouge. I'm waiting for the kidney. So now I use my Vanish so now I can kick him. And it also resets my stun. So boom, we kidney here. I don't stun the priest because we're going to be swapping priest. Even though it's good to triple CC, he ends up DR sleeping. And then we almost end up killing him right here. At this point now we're going to swap with the stun. So this is how you perfectly use it. That's why I didn't stun him. Triple CC is good, but in solo shuffle, you don't really need triple CC. Unless it's like unless you're playing with like a mage or something, then you can. Triple CC is just not even like, no matter what, let's be honest. I end up cloaking here. It was on, honestly, I thought they were gonna cyclone my healer. My evoker's not clicking any damage right now, and they're all 100% HP. So honestly, I expected them to CC my healer, but he ended up just CCing the evoker for no reason. So I ended up trying to pre-cloak, but it was questionable. So here I know I don't have step, so this guy grips me over into the middle with no step. Thankfully I have step in like 1 second. I can kidney the priest in, in 7 seconds I can do a setup here. I might DR him, we'll see what happens. So I'm lining here, maybe I can blind. I'm probably gonna Kenny and then blind. Let's see, Kenny. I'm gonna cheap shot the druid, and then we're gonna probably vanish so I can get the extra speed. So I'm gonna cheap. He actually ends up. I thought he deathed this. So right here, let's see. So he deaths right now. I don't know how he didn't death that blind. I honestly I cheap shot all of the blind. Look at this fear from this priest. Insane fear. Actually, I don't know if this. It's not this duel. The next duel that I do from the next round, the SP ends up saving them so hard. Insane play. If they didn't do it, he would have been dead. But you'll see. So my evoker's popping off. It's honestly kind of bad that he's using all of his CDs because we don't have CC on the healer right now, and he's using every ability. Thankfully, he's an evoker and he almost one-shots the SP. This is a perfect setup right here. So Kidney, we get Trinket. Now he can sleep. If he gets a sleep right now, we win the game. Because this guy has no disperse, I don't think. So here I backstep. Had he just slept the... honestly, I could have ran in for a gouge too, even though I think a sleep probably would have been... He doesn't have death. He does have fade, but I think the evoker's running unlimited... yeah, there he is. Yeah, he's running unlimited... whatever it's called. So here I Kenny, cheap shot. You'd think we would win here. But dude, I swear, this guy has unlimited PSs. This is like the 9th one he's used this game, I feel like. So this guy Thorns, at this point the game's over. Dampening's too high, and, this guy's 20%. So it was a close game, honestly. We just need a little bit better CC. I end up cloaking here. So we need a sleep off the Kenny. We have to get sleeps. Now we sleep on top of my Kenny. And then I think we lose, yeah. So the one time we sleep, which was actually pretty solid, we didn't do it on my Kenny. So it was just awkward. We kind of anytime a rogue is on the enemy healer, they're going to be stunning them pretty much every time. Or gouging them. Because you're usually not going to go healer unless it's like a Wrestler Druid. It's like the one class that can die. If you get a Wrestler Druid out of form in the middle of the map like that priest was, he'll die. That's the only reason you go Wrestler Druid. Is you want to go him in the middle. You do huge swaps on him, and you'll get a CD no matter what, usually, as long as you're both on the same person. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. So here we're going for the sap. We cheap shot. We're going to triple, so this is triple CC, which is not bad. I sap off my sap. At this point, let's see what happens. I swap to the Mistweaver, and the Boomy doesn't see the swap. So here, if you use the star damage into the Mistweaver, I guarantee we would have got Trinket. But here he ends up just, for some reason, not pumping any damage. I mean, we got Revival, or whatever it's called. I Shadowy Dome here on his burst. At this point, he has no idea what to do. So we stopped at 3 or 4 seconds, or 5 seconds worth of his burst, which is really good. So that's a good way to use Shadowy Dole defensively or whatever. I killed the Siphene. He ends up getting pre-called because I'm bad, like huge. We're gonna Kidney here. We're gonna try to set up. Nice. We had a cheap shot. Here he can. I try to set. Oh, nice blind. Juicy, juiciness. See, had I honestly, if I vanished, knowing he would trinket my blind, I probably could have sapped his trinket because he was running into the bomb and he didn't even heal his SP, which means he would have been out of combat. So when you know they have to trinket, yeah, right there, I should have honestly just preemptively vanished on the blind, on the stun. So I should have stunned again DR, and then vanished, knowing that the moment I restun and he's in smoke bomb, he has to trinket. And then I should have just sapped off, which would have been probably a game there. But I end up getting a full Kidney here. The Boomy's pumping. Actually, Boomies do unhealable damage. Not gonna lie about that one. And I also got a new piece of crafting gear. If you guys didn't notice, the 426 or whatever, it gives you a bunch of mastery when you're at 90% or above. I just now got it, and trust me, there's a big difference. I didn't have it before. This is my first game with it. But yeah, it is pretty insane. I didn't even think it would do much, but it really does a lot. So here I gouge him. I think instead I'm just going to wait for the Kidney. So I have Shadow Step. Now I just need a Kidney. Boom. We swap to the Evoker. Nice. And then I'm going to watch his fear by this. So the SP knows I'm going to Shadowy Duel. Boom. He fears me, and he actually ends up living. Which was crazy. Because we would have won right there. Honestly, if he just DR'd CC the priest in any way at all, any CC, we actually just won there. But I think we end up winning this round anyway. So they had, priest ended up saving them, and it was really good. But it wasn't enough, obviously. And for some reason, I just now noticed there's not any sound in the game, so it's probably because I didn't have the sound on in the game, but whatever. Actually, I think I did. I think this is really low. So the Boomy almost one-shots. I don't know where the damage is coming from, but randomly, maybe he's bursting. Okay, that's his burst. Yeah, Boomy's burst is insane. So he ended up 100-0ing that guy. So he ended up absolutely, farming him and very unlucky. But SB had a good play. I acknowledge the play that he did because honestly, they probably could have had a chance to win. Had he not done that, the game would have been over right there. There's no chance that Evoker lives without the fear. So good fear by him. But we go to the next game. So here, you're gonna go basically the weakest link. So usually right now the Evoker has been dying quite easily. He dies really quick, so you're mainly going to be going him. So I'm going to sap the Mistweaver here. Boom, sap. Where he silences so he can't pre. Really good silence by my dude. I cheap shot him. Nice. We get Trinket from the Evoker, Trinket from the Boomy in the opener. I Shadowy Duel. We're always getting I think it's Revival. I don't know what it's called actually. But he's bursting. I Trinket here. I'm gonna DR stun him on his burst. I'm gonna probably, let's see here. I blind. Nice. Now we can. Nice. Okay, perfect. So we DR gouge. So basically we got a perfect CC setup, other than obviously the sap because you tricketed it. That's what you want to do in the opener. You want to throw out your blind pretty much in the first 20 seconds of the game, even faster if you can. But that was like a good example of getting Trinket, because getting Trinket from Mistweaver, there's nothing he can do. Like, he's not going to be able to help his teammate at all. That was kind of a bad Night Fae, because he can just dispel it. But at the same time, it ended up being good, because I'm playing with an SP, so if he dispels, it ends up being bad for him. So here, the end of the game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace.